Hey guys, can you hear me? Yeah. All right. Okay, so do we know who this guy is? All right, this is Governor Jim Justice. Remember, he's our special guest for the day, and he brought the Queen with him, and the Queen is Baby Dog. I know we're all so excited to see her. Now listen, when I went out there a little bit ago, he said, I got bad news. I didn't bring Baby Dog. And I said, you better have brought Baby Dog, or there's going to be a riot in this gymnasium, right? Okay, so he came out here because he wants to talk to you guys a little bit, and then we talked at fourth grade, we talked about that he's going to sign some bills, okay, because the governor signs bills into law, right? So our new laws in West Virginia, he is the one, he has to sign them. They look a little bit like this, kind of like a workbook, right? Some of them are thicker than others. And so this is something you guys get to witness that most kids don't get to take part of. And it's really cool because he's right here in our school, isn't it? And this is taking place in our school. And so we're going to listen to him for a little bit. He's going to talk to you. And then I want to let you guys ask some questions. Do you remember in your classrooms when you had questions and your teacher wrote them down? You guys remember that? So I've got a bucket full back there, and we're just going to pull some out and ask some of the questions that you guys wanted to ask Governor Justice. Sound good? Yeah. All right, are we ready? You want your microphone? All right, here's our governor.
Okay. First of all, how many of you are a little bit nervous right now? Okay. Now, here's what we're going to do, okay? You're going to quit being nervous right now. And the reason you're going to quit being nervous in any way is I'm going to tell you when we get through, if your teachers will let you, then I want all of y'all, every one of you to come up that wants to and pet and say hi to Baby Dog. Okay? All right, now we've cleaned that issue up, okay? Now we got to go more about being nervous. And y'all may not think this, but I look at this like just the other day, I was your age. You know, life goes faster than you think, and the further you go, the faster it goes. And along the way, you have all kinds of things you're worried about and everything else, and I would tell you, anything in your life that you get worried about, here's what I want you to do. Write it down. Just write it down, whatever it is, and put it in a box. And promise yourself you're not going to go back to the box for 2 weeks. And you're not going to worry for 2 weeks. And I'll bet you when you go back to the box and you read it, you're going to say, well, why was I so worried? Why was I so upset? Because it doesn't matter. It didn't matter at all. Now, hear me out when I tell you just this. I'm the biggest kid in the room. I love to smile and laugh and play jokes and do every single thing that you do right now. So all the nervousness is gone, right? Okay, now how many people are nervous? Okay, now listen, we don't want any of you to be nervous. I want you to ask me anything in the world you want to ask. And Baby Dog and I will answer it as best we possibly can. Now, before you go, let me just tell you one last thing. Can you imagine laying in the bed, sound asleep, and it be 3 o'clock in the morning? Baby Dog sleeps in our bed. Now, and she's like, honestly, I say it all the time, she's like a 60-pound brown watermelon that's laying in the bed. And you can't move her. You can't move her at all. But in the middle of the night, at 3 o'clock in the morning, you just sometimes think somebody's watching you or whatever. And I'll roll my head back this way, and 1/2 of an inch from my face is Baby Dog. And I'll look at her and I'll say, Baby Dog, what are you doing? But she absolutely is so much fun and so good. And let me just tell you this, and then I'll be quiet. I really believe that God above is with all of us right now and all the time. And I really believe God above made you who you are, each and every one of you, for a reason, and me too. I really believe that coincidences happen and we think, well, what is that? A lot of people would say, well, I don't see any miracles. I'd say they're not looking. But with all of that, let me just say just this. 3 Christmases ago, our kids, Kathy and our kids, Jay and Jill, handed across me on Christmas Eve day a bulldog puppy. And I looked at it and I thought, oh my gosh, this thing's gonna grow into a big, big rascal. You did, didn't you, baby doll? Now, with all that being said, at the same time we were going through all this COVID stuff, schools getting shut down, and absolutely, or that's when it was just beginning to start. And through all that, I saw lots of people be really sad. Really, really sad. Really sad. And every time I looked at baby doll, she made me smile. And then I noticed something that was unbelievable. Every time you looked at her, you smiled. And that gave me hope and energy. And then I saw something that was the most unbelievable of all. She loves everybody. It didn't matter if it was an old person or a kid or somebody that was black or white or, God forbid, somebody that was a Democrat or a Republican. She loved everybody all the time. And I've said it 1,000 million times. How could there be anything any better? How could there be anything any better if we all could make others smile and we loved everybody? How could it be any better? And so really and truly, I really believe that God put her in my life for a reason. And she's done incredibly good for a reason. So with all that being said, now please, ask me anything.
I've got the bucket of questions, Governor. So we had every class come up with questions for you. We thought the fairest way to do it is to put them in a bucket and we'll draw them out, okay? And the only rule is he has to answer whatever question is drawn, right? He can't say, sorry, I'm not answering that. Do you guys agree? Yeah. Okay. Are you ready? Ready. All right, let's see what our first one is. Okay. Oh, goodness. This is my favorite question already. This is from Peyton, who's in 4th grade. Peyton, you want to say hi? It says, do you have a favorite senator? I'm going to repeat that. Do you have a favorite senator?
Okay. This is it right here.
Smart man. Thank you. Let's see. We'll do another one. We have... Oh, this is another 4th grader, Brianna. How old is Baby Doll?
Baby Doll's 3 years old. She turned 3 last October. Now, in dog years, I think is 7 years or your years are 7 years for every one of hers. So she's really, by that, she just turned 21.
All right, our next one. How many cars do you own? This is Matthew. He's in 6th grade. How many cars do you own?
Well, when you leave, you ought to go out and buy my vehicle right now, okay? I've never owned a whole bunch of cars. Really and truly, that's my car that's out there right now. Now you'll make fun of it and everything if you look at the rearview mirror on one side, because I was cruising down the road and not paying as much attention as I should, and there was a stick sticking out like this, and it whacked that, and so I've got duct tape on that right now. But the back end, I've also had a little episode with the back end, and I've got these screws that look like bedazzlers in it, but it's got 200 and some thousand miles on it, and I drive a lot. I drive an awful lot. The vehicle that I just got rid of had like 220,000 miles, but that's mine, and I'm really comfortable with it, and it's a Suburban, and that's what I drive all the time.
How tall are you?
I'm glad you didn't ask how much I weigh. Because this thing here is really strong that I'm sitting on. I'm 6'7", 6'7".
Okay. Claire, in 6th grade, wants to know, what do you like to do in your free time?
I love to hunt and fish. I love to hunt and fish. And I love to be in the outdoors and see all the beauty that this incredible state has to offer all the time.
How about, Harley in 1st grade wants to know, what is Baby Dog's favorite food?
Anything. The only thing that I know Baby Dog doesn't like to eat is celery. But she loves watermelon too.
How do you guys like celery? Do you like celery?
Baby Dog, when you get a bigger piece of watermelon and she just chomps it, honestly, the juice will shoot out the side of her mouth.
Delilah in 1st grade. She's Delilah. Oh, she's 6 today. Is Baby Dog feisty?
Baby Dog doesn't move real fast.
So I guess that's a no. How about, let's see, this one. Do you get a lot of mail, Governor, from Olivia in 6th grade? Do you get a lot of mail?
Yeah, I do. An awful lot. And from time to time, I have to have a lot of different people that are opening the mail, you know, but I've got to tell you this story. I got to tell you real quick, but I got a letter the other day from a kid I coached 25 years ago, and really I coached him 30-some years ago, and really and truly I hadn't heard from him in 25 years. And this kid was just like a lot of y'all, you know, didn't have a whole lot growing up, just like me. My grandparents never had indoor plumbing. I mean, think about it. Think about that. But honestly, some way, somehow, this kid worked really hard. And in his letter, he told me, he said, and I'll be real quick, but he said, you told us a long time ago when we were playing for you in a national tournament to keep sawing the wood. And my kids asked me what that meant. And I told them that it meant just to stay at it and you'll make steady progress. And then he went on to say, and this is the next thing he said, is he said, absolutely, he said, I went to West Point, and then I went to Army Ranger School. And on every deployment that I had, every military thing that he did, he's an American hero. And every deployment that he ever had and everything, he said he reminded himself every day to keep sawing the wood. Just keep at it. Just keep working really, really, really hard. I mean, it's really, really good, and for me to get that. So I get lots of mail and everything, but that was really special.
What's your wife's name and how long have you been married? That's from Jaden in 6th grade.
My wife's name is Kathy, and we've been married 752 years now. No, I'm just teasing. Gracious sakes, we've been married 47 years. And it just seems like it was just yesterday when we were at Marshall, not very far away, and a lot of this area that you drive by every day, I was coming up here and quail hunting and lots of these fields that you drive by all the time. And literally, We had a lot of fun, a lot of fun.
Okay. Austin in third grade wants to know, what does a baby dog do at home?
We have a Boston Terrier, and a Boston Terrier is real hyper, and it'll just buzz around the house like crazy. And baby dog and her will get just playing with one another, and she'll be just flying. Well, baby dog will chase her in the beginning, maybe from here to the wall, and then baby dog will stop the chase, okay? And this Boston Terrier will run down the hall. Her name's Ellie, and she'll run down the hall going 500 miles an hour, and baby dog will hide behind the door. Now she will, and she'll just hide, and here come the Boston Terrier back down the hall just flying, and baby dog will just jump out sideways, and the Boston Terrier will hit baby dog in the side and just launch up in the air. I think the whole time baby dog is just giggling about that.
All right, these three are very similar. So Olivia and Allie and Aaron want to know, do you like being governor? What's it like being governor? And why did you want to be governor?
Well, this is really probably pretty different, and I don't know how to say this, that it's not serious stuff to y'all. Do you have any idea what an honor it is for me to be with you today? Do you have any idea how good I felt when I got that letter from a kid that I coached that was kind of just like you? Absolutely. Do you have any idea how really, really much it means to try to do good stuff, sign these bills that are going to help us educationally in this state? Yeah, it's a big honor. Big, big, big honor.
Kindergarten wants to know, why does baby dog travel everywhere with you?
Well, the reason is just this, is she doesn't get to go everywhere. The reason she doesn't go everywhere is she gets tired, you know, and baby dog can't go every day. But really and truly, when she can go, and now, you know what's going on now? Her back is itching and she wants me to scratch it because she can't do it. She cannot scratch her back, so she break dances. She spins around in every circle in the world. But let me tell you, the reason she goes with me is just as simple as just this. You know, every day's tough. Every day's tough. You know, and I really believe that God above gave every one of you the ability to smile and to laugh. And he did that for a reason. Why did he do that? He knows the days are tough. And he wants them to be tough. He wants to challenge you to push and do better in school, better in your grades, be better athletes, be better kids every day. Well, if he's going to do that, it's tough, it's good to smile. And every time I'm driving and I look down at baby dog, I smile.
Baby dog get her name? Lots of questions about baby dog.
Okay, now imagine this. Our grandson, on that Christmas Eve day that our son and daughter handed her to us as a puppy, we put her down on the floor and she would just run around like a puppy would do. And our grandson was 2 years old, just a baby, wasn't he? He's just 2. And the little puppy was running around all over the place. And he'd come up and he'd look right at us and say, "Where'd that baby dog go?" So we named her Baby Dog.
All right, a more personal question for you. What is your favorite movie? That's Ella in 6th grade.
Favorite movie? I got to think about that in a second. Go ahead and ask her.
Okay. The entire 3rd grade wants to know, what is the most fun thing you have ever done as governor?
I got in a lot of trouble when I turned baby dog's hind end around. You know, because people were really saying bad things about West Virginia, and I turned baby dog's hind end around and said, baby dog said, kiss my hiney. So I got in a lot of trouble on that, but that was probably one of the fun things that I've done, that's for sure.
What do you like to do besides being governor?
Well, like I said, I love to hunt and fish. Believe it or not, a long time ago, I was skinny and had brown hair. And when I was skinny and had brown hair, you know, this young man is sitting right here in the middle, and I played golf on Marshall's golf team together. And he was awfully good, and thank God he's a whole lot older than me and everything, but nevertheless, we really enjoyed playing golf. It was a lot of fun.
Okay, Governor, what is your favorite thing to wear?
Well, I'd a whole lot rather be in khaki pants and just a shirt and maybe a little slicky kind of pullover and everything. I'm really the most happy if I've got a pair of coveralls on that have brush kind of pants deals in here, and I'm bird hunting and I'm following a bird dog trying to get around and bird hunt.
That leads me to this question. I chose this one on purpose because you said you like to bird hunt. Izzy in 6th grade. Izzy, where are you? There she is. Izzy loves ducks. She wants to know how you feel about ducks, so be very careful how you answer.
I love ducks.
What got you into government? What made you interested in getting into government? And this is from Easton, from Easton. What got you into government?
Where's these?
There she is.
Oh, there you are. Let me tell y'all something. You know, when it really boils right down to it, what did our founding fathers, George Washington and those, you know, Benjamin Franklin and Thomas Jefferson, what did they do? I mean, what did they do? Here we were, and they founded a country behind concepts. But what were they willing to do? What were they really willing to do? They were willing to give up every single thing to serve for all of us, for every one of us. Well, you see, from my standpoint, now, there's others that maybe are there for a reason other than this. I mean it. And really, my dad would always have said, son, if you know and the good Lord knows, that's all it really needs to know. Well, really, from my standpoint, here's exactly what I think. I think today in America, too many people are there for reasons other than what they should be there for, and that's to serve. To do just what our founding fathers did. They gave up their farms, they gave up their businesses, they lost everything they had in a lot of different ways to make this country what it is. Well, you see, at the end of the day, that's all I want to do. That's it. That's all I want to do. I just want to be here with you and try every way I possibly can to make things better for y'all. That's it.
What job did you have before you were governor?
Oh gosh, I've had lots and lots and lots of jobs, and I've done lots and lots of stuff. Like I said, you know, we started out with nothing. You know, I mean, I've sold Christmas trees on Christmas tree lots. I've driven up and down the road selling sweet corn. I've done about everything you can possibly do. I've had a Jeep hung up in every field in this state and been underneath it filthy, dirty, sin 10 million thousand times. I've driven a tractor and planted not just a few acres, I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of acres, and harvested that as well. I've done about everything you can possibly do. And literally, I'm really proud of that because it's given me so much experience to be able to bring that to others in lots of ways.
Okay, Will from third grade wants to know, what number governor are you? So if we were going to list the governors West Virginia has had, what number are you?
I guess I'm 36. A lot of my people would have thought I couldn't do that one. But some way I pulled it off.
Levi wants to know. Levi's over there. You probably can't see him because he's in camouflage.
Yeah, Levi, I like that. Turkey season's not far away, is it?
What is your favorite food?
My favorite food. Baby dog and I are the same. Chicken nuggets. My favorite movies are always movies that make you laugh. Will Ferrell makes movies that make me laugh. And do y'all?
The movie Elf. Have you seen the movie Elf?
Elf? Did y'all laugh about the movie Elf? Yeah, I did too.
Landon in 6th grade wants to know, how much do you like working with Mrs. Grady on a scale of 1 to 10?
I tell you, y'all, you've got to know this. I don't blow smoke at anybody. I don't have time for that. She's great. She's great at her job. We've got, delegates and senators here and everything. She's great at her job. And she does, her heart's in the right spot, and she's stuck on all the time. Now think about that. I mean, she's jacked up all the time. Now, and literally, I'll tell you this, and you better remember this. Absolutely, I'll promise you that if you've got somebody in your life that just drags along and they're a stick in the mud, go find another friend. Because absolutely, enthusiasm is contagious. And people love people that are jacked up because they're going somewhere. They're absolutely going somewhere. And the last thing I'd tell you about that is just this. Life is a maze. You go this way, you'll hit a wall, and then a lot of people just quit. And other people go this way and they hit another wall, and then they go this way and they hit another wall, and eventually they come out the other side. I'm telling you, absolutely be jacked up. Be enthusiastic. Smile a lot and laugh a lot. And everybody around you will want to be with you. I'll promise you that.
Okay, guys, that's all the questions we had that weren't repeats pretty much. What do we want to say to the governor about answering your questions? Thank you. Now, to show our appreciation, the whole school created something for you and Baby Dog, and it is a book titled The Adventures of Baby Dog and Her Dad. The adventures, and everybody has a page in this book that tells an adventure that you and Baby Dog went on, and they drew them and they wrote the stories all out by themselves. So we wanted to present that with you. Thank you for coming to Leon Elementary today. Okay. When you have time, you can read those.
Thank y'all so much. I'll read every one, and I'll treasure and keep this forever. Really will. Thank y'all so much in every way. Thank you. I can't tell you this enough, but I mean this. I mean this with all my soul. You give me the energy that makes me go. You do. I love kids beyond good sense, and really and truly, you make me really proud. I'll keep this forever. I really will. Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to go over here and sign sign these wonderful bills. Is that right? Okay. And don't you lose that. and then we're all going to come up here and say hi to Baby Dog. Okay. Okay. Okay, baby. You good? Okay. Okay. This is House Bill 3035. Okay? Now, House Bill 3035 basically says just this. It says that what we're going to do, and I'm going to just hit the highlights, okay? We're going to have aides in schools. We're going to start with the first grade, but you've got the flexibility to go do it in the third grade. And then eventually, in a very short period of time, in 3 years, we're going to have aides in all 3 grades. Because what we want to have happen is we want to ensure that all of you, every single last one of you, gets off in school to a great start. And you're able to master certain skills that will absolutely take you off in a really, really good way. We don't want anybody behind. Nobody. Okay? So now, Senator. Okay, how about we do this? How about I sign the first bill, and then we have kids come up here and help me sign it.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay. In fact, I'll tell you, let's just do it right now, the first bill. I've got to have somebody that's going to help me sign this bill. You pick it.
Let's say kindergarten. Come on, kindergarten. We'll have everybody come on up. We'll have them come around. Let's see. Who thinks they want to help their members sign that first bill? Oh, goodness. We got some. We got lots.
Okay, you got to have somebody.
All right. Let's squeeze. Let's all squeeze. How about we just all squeeze around right here? So
What you're going to do is you're going to hold on to this with me. Okay? Okay. And what we're going to do, we'll sign right here. All right? See what it says, Governor? Okay? Okay. All right. Here we go. Okay? It says James C. Here we go. Keep going. James C.
all right. Good job.
All right, now we got House Bill 3369, and this basically is saying what we're going to do, what these great senators and delegates and all have done, is said we're going to have the safest schools as we always can. Now you know you've got to really help us all on this. You know, from time to time, there's bad things that happen somewhere across this nation in the school. And we got to be careful, don't we? We got to be careful, but we got to feel really safe. And so what this does is it ensures, that concept, will be that way. And we in West Virginia will have the safest and the best schools that we can possibly have. So now, give me a couple of thoughts.
All right, first and second grade. You guys want to come up real quick? Don't run, okay? All right, let's all do it.
Yeah, there you go. We
All
did
right,
it. We
good
did
job.
it. Okay, now we got two more to go. Two more. And this is Senate Bill 422. And absolutely the purpose of this bill is to require schools to publish an up-to-date classroom curriculum online at the beginning of each year. They're going to put it online, what you're going to be studying. And then within 30 days, of updating or adopting different curriculums. And it basically is to promote that everybody, your parents, everybody can see what's going on in the classroom and helps, it just makes everything better for everybody. Okay? So now I've got to have more folks up here and we'll sign another bill.
Okay.
Maybe we have to have three. Oh, okay. Brianna, can you help me? Okay. Okay. Here we go. I'm just saying. Okay, here we go. There we go.
Good job.
Okay, this is Senate Bill 2005. And this bill basically says that when you get to be a junior or a senior in high school, and you want to take college classes as a junior or senior, then we'll basically pay for those classes for you. Right now you can take them as a junior and senior in a lot of places, but you got to pay for stuff. And a lot of people just can't afford to do that. So we're going to try to help you out, and that's what this bill is really all about. So with all that, if we could get the 5th and 6th grade bunch to come up here, we'll sign this bill. You're waiting to come up here and say hi to me, aren't you? You're really waiting to come up here and say maybe hi to baby dolls? I'm really proud of you. You did really, really good. And Sarah, I'm gonna step here. I'm gonna give you this. You want me to sign all of them?
Well, here we have baby dogs some lunch.